Thank you, Darpan Prabhu. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Alak Prabhu. You're able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I think I heard Shrestha Mataji also in the background. So thank you to Shrestha Mataji also. Hare Krishna. And oh, Naim, and we have the whole group. Okay. Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was very nice kirtan. Actually, Bhakta Handy summed it up very well, right? It's one of the best kirtans we have heard. So that's nice. Thank you. Hare Krishna Prabhu. So welcome to all the devotees to the ISKCON Columbus Sunday feast. I see a few devotees on the Zoom, and as I mentioned in the chat, it will be nice if you can, if possible, please turn on your videos so that this can be more of a personal interaction. And so, but today's program is till this discourse will be till 12:30, and after 12:30 we'll have brief announcements, local announcements. So that's the plan. And today's topic is Bhakti is Experiential, illustrated by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I would like to speak a few words on His Grace Naveen Krishna Prabhu, who is
We
going
don't need Prabhu.
to.
We can directly
No,
get
no, hold on. How can you know? We have to introduce, right? So there are some few new people. Yeah, you are absolutely right. He doesn't need any introduction whatsoever to the congregation because he's a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and he has been with the congregation for I think one of the longest times. Like he probably came in the late 90s, and that's when from that time he has been with ISKCON Columbus. Has been there, and there's so many different varieties of services. Not only Prabhu, including his whole family. So with that, we are all very very lucky to get a few minutes of Prabhu's time, and we go hear about this topic. Thank you, Prabhu. Go ahead, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So wonderful. So humble request that if you all can open up and show your lotus-like faces, it'll be nice if we can, no matter what you do. So it's always personal. I prefer personal, but the best we could do is at least you can keep up the video. I really appreciate it. I'll sing Jai Radha Madhav and then Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Varadhari Gopijana Vallabha Varadhari Yashodanandana Brijana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brijana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brijana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva. Hare Krishna. Om Gnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Likam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitancha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Prayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavanda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna dear devotees, welcome to Sunday Feast, Sunday Love Feast. It's the feasting the love, which is initiated by Srila Prabhupada. It's a 1 week association where everybody come together physically, bring the consciousness, and then hear about and participate. And then I wish we have in-person association, but this is the best we could do. So today's topic that Prabhu said is Bhakti is experiential. Very dear to me. So it's been, I was meditating on this for some time. So I wanted to share. So we all heard about experience. We all know that experience of having that experience. But what is that experiential? So if you Google it, it'll also give the definition. There is a difference, vast difference between experience and experiential. Experience is a normal experience, which we can get it from our sense perception, sense objects. But experiential is a little bit more deeper. It says that I Googled in definition. It also says it's encountered, related, or derived from experience. Like when we know if you touch the fire, finger will burn. We know the theory, but when we put the finger, we get experience. But we really learn it. If we learn it, then you remember every time you think about that, the pain or what experience, everything, it will pop up. It relates everything. Next time, even in the dream, in the sleep, you cannot think about that. That's a deeper impact created by experience of the samskaras, which emanate that the feeling, that the mood or that rasa is called experiential. So bhakti is that experiential. So Bhakti Prabhupada explained as devotional service. So I said, how do we get experiential? So in general, experience, we get it from, as I said, sense and sense objects by seeing beautiful things or hearing, smelling, touching. And when we act on it, and then we react on it. So this is how we get experiences. And if we keep doing it, then it creates a pattern. Then we can experience a deeper, which is called experiential. Sometimes we also get these experiences or experientials from others. Sometimes somebody shot at us, somebody's created positive impact on us. So we remember that person who inspired us, who motivated us. So that also, no matter what happens, then we carry that impressions. So this experiential things also get from others. And ultimately we get it from Krishna as his gift to his devotees or guru or acharyas. So that is the difference between experience and experiential. So Bhagavatam explains a living entity is a conscious living being, and then experience is a byproduct of the consciousness. So right now we use the kartals here. I use the kartals, but the kartals itself will not have experiential. But however, I go through that, you go through it, but only when we invest our consciousness. We are where our mind is. Mind is the master of the senses. We can be here, but somewhere else. That's one of the reasons we requested and even special guest requested open the videos. So at least it brings the consciousness. We pay little attention, it will also help us, equip us. So now something is going on, so we can treat the mind. So there are 5 types. They're called koshas: Annamaya, Pranamaya, Gnanamaya, or is also sometimes called Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya. Quickly, briefly touch what is that. Annamaya is actually based on bodily concept. And based on our consciousness, that's where we are. So what is outside is coming from inside. So I cannot fake anybody. Even if I do, it's a matter of time. Everybody, tree is judged by the fruit. Our actions, if not today, it will be reflective. So they say that a gnani will be known is really gnani or she's a gnani unless they open the mouth. Same thing, Annamaya is all our consciousness is only revolving around the bodily concept. Am I happy? I feel comfort. And then we also see that consciousness through the world. We also judge the people based on that. So further level is Pranamaya. Pranamaya is carrying sensual and sensual platform, working a little bit more on mind, mundane morality, doing good things, like right things, right times, which is good, but that's still material. Because why? We are subjected to make mistakes, and we see the world through that consciousness, and that's also pretty relative. And the third is Gnanamaya or Manomaya. So that means we interact with others based on real scriptural knowledge. So we read scriptures, we understand a little bit, we know a little bit what is the difference between ethical and moral. So, and then intellectual. So that is a little bit better and higher than Manomaya. And next is Vijnanamaya, which is people realize, okay, I'm not part of this material world. They know I'm a soul, at least theoretically, but I'm not from this material world. I happen to be here. But they don't have higher experience yet. They've not gone to spiritual experiences. Even if they have, it's very limited. Like when the people go to temple, they feel few seconds, so it is very nice. Somebody we see devotee is so nice. And then when they start going close to the person, eventually they started seeing other side of it. Then they will reject them, or they say demonize them. This is the place where a lot of people it makes the people Krishna, and also make the people demons. It's all in their consciousness. So that's Vijnanamaya. And the next and the final is Anandamaya, which is actually Ananda means bliss. These people, they understand all of them, whatever I said, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya. And also on top of that, they have some Anandamaya Pyasa. Because why? We understand the reason we are hankering for the pleasure is that we had that experience in the past. So, but we are looking in a wrong way and wrong place. Then we started seeing that within and around, then that invoke, because we follow a certain process that invoke that Ananda, which is our nature of the soul, quite natural constitutional position of a soul, Anandamaya. That's spiritual identity. So I'll tell you a small story. One time, Sankaracharya, is great Acharya, was walking from one town to another town he was preached impersonalism, length and breadth of India. And then when he came to one village, there are a lot of commotion going on. There are a lot of people are gathered, and he, out of his curiosity, went close. When he went close and they gave the way, and they saw a lady, she was crying, and there's a little baby boy whose her son was dead, left the body. And then the cremation is about to happen, but she's not allowing that person take the body for crematorium. She was holding, and everybody is saying this and that, done is done, he's gone to the next level, there's not much you can do. She knows that before, and she hearing now, but it's not appealing to her. And then when they saw this great saint Sankaracharya came, seems to be as a effulgent face, and then they all thought he can relate to her, he can convince her. They all looked to him, and he said the same thing. So done is done, we are not the body, we are the soul, and then why don't we let go, you can have another child, this and that. And then she looked at him. So, do you ever have experience of losing a child? Do you ever had a child? It was a shock to him. He said, no. Then he said, don't talk to me. Because you have no idea what is experience of that. Then he understood there's something, why I come here, there's a reason. God would have brought me somewhere here and there, but why he brought me? There's something he's teaching me. So with his spiritual power, he went aside and he entered into her consciousness. Entered into her consciousness and he experienced her pain within her. He was shivering. Though it is a material, the pain and pleasure is real. They are temporary, but the pain and pleasure is real. He experienced her as a mother who carried 9 months in the womb, delivered the baby, and her whole life is child. When he came out, then he fall flat on the feet. I said, you are an instrument. She was teaching me. Now I experience the pain. One more lesson. Why I'm telling this, we'll tie that back to bhakti. So people can talk about this and that, but unless they experience, that experience is the deeper impact called experiential. Same thing here. When Narada Muni, we all know the story, in his previous life, was a son of maid servant. A long story short, after his mother left the body, he was wandering. He was wandering because why? During the wandering, he had a little glimpse of seeing Krishna. To see that and experience that same, he started moving around like mountains, lakes, and different towns and villages and forests. But he carried that experience. Had that experience again, he was just going. But intensity of his desire so deep, but still he could not see. And he heard the voice, Vishnu. He said with a smiling face, Narada, in this lifetime you cannot see me. Continue the same mood, and next life you'll see me face to face. Because why? The experience, what we try to see, we had that experience in the past. Prabhupada gave an example. If you're in the desert and then you're looking for water, unless we have an experience of hearing and drinking the water, of seeing the water, we will not search for the happiness. We will not search for that water because we had that experience. So same thing, Narada Muni is looking after for that. There's another experience example I'm giving. And another experience I can think of a cook, for example. Mom is a cook, and then somebody is cooking. When they cook, the concentration, I'm cooking for Krishna, I'm cooking for devotees, I'm cooking for children, I'm cooking for this and that. So when she or he is done cooking, and then they distribute the food, and then people are eating, and they like the food. They're eating so absorption, and then they're tasting, and then the cook will not taste the same, will not have the same experience. The person who's eating is saying, this is so nice. But as far as the cook, he or he thinks, no, I'm eating it. I don't feel the same. That's the reason when other people cook and chicken experience. The same thing if I want to buy a shirt. I go to the shop and I go in front of the mirror and change room. I put it myself. I have to see myself. How do I look? By putting a shirt, I cannot see myself. I have to see in the mirror. I'll give the shirt to somebody else to wear and I can see. So that experience of that I won't experience. So now, slowly we get into the topic of bhakti. So we heard about Sankaracharya, that old lady and the Narada Muni and then cook and wearing the garments. Same thing here, bhakti, as part of sharing or giving a class or telling others. Most of the times, what we read, what we hear, we share with others. Sometimes it creates some impact, but not much. But if you share that what you experience, what creates a deeper impact is realization, that is so profound. You don't have to say a word. You don't have to say a word when you experience. That is profound. I'm not saying that you only give classes when you don't experience. I'm just saying the principle here. So that is so profound. Like when you experience that, what you read, what you hear, when you analyze, assimilate, and then share with your own personal examples, it's very profound. So now, having said that, now based on this background, we are all here because of Srila Prabhupada, who experienced that from his guru, who got his experience from his guru. It goes all the way back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's non-different than Krishna, wanted to experience Radharani's bhav. I mean to say Krishna wanted to experience Radharani bhav, then he came as his own devotee. While he's experiencing, he wants to also share with others. Because none of us, at least myself, I can say I don't have any qualification. Sitting and talking, chanting, doing deity worship, whatever I do, I don't have any qualification. But it was given to us. Is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after many centuries, yugas, when Krishna comes, one day of Brahma, followed as Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. He gives that. When he gives that, he also experiences and he's sharing with others. So we will take one conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. So, as Prabhupada always said, if you wanted to teach, mother-in-law wanted to teach daughter-in-law, what is her, she want to say something, she tell her daughter. So that without being sensitive and then still pass the message. Same thing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to have a conversation with Ramananda Rai. Ramananda Rai is nothing but Lalita Sakhi, whose expansion. And then when he was in Jagannath Puri, Sarabhama Bhattacharya told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during his South Indian Yatra, when he come near Godavari, in that province, there's a devotee called Ramananda Rai. Please see him; he's an exalted devotee. So and travel is indeed he met him, and they discussed. Then they saw each other, they embraced, and they decided we will meet in the evening. Where he's staying that night, Ramananda Rai went there. So they broke the conversation. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, "Tell me something from revealed scripture based on what you heard, learned, concerning the ultimate goal of life." Ramananda Rai said, "Okay, worshipping Lord Vishnu, Supreme Personality of Godhead, in a proper mood, by following the prescribed duties in the Varna and Ashram. Like, do's and don'ts, following Vedic literature, what to do, what not to do. But objective is Vishnu." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled. Wonderful, wonderful. But it's still eternal, as external. That is external. Tell me something more. Do you know anything better than this? And Ramananda said, "Yat karoshi dasnasi, yat chuhosi dadasi, yat tapasyasi kaudeya, tat purushvama darpanam." He recited the verse from Bhagavad Gita 9.27, what Krishna told Arjuna. "My dear son of Kunti, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer in sacrifice, whatever you have given in charity, and whatever austerities you perform, all the results of such activities should be offered to me, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Wonderful, wonderful. But that is still external. Go a little bit deeper. Speak more." And Ramananda said, "Okay, to give up one's occupation duties in Varnashram Dharma is so scientific." He just said before, follow Varnashram Dharma as opposite of Krishna. The next highest thing, he rejecting the previous one, he says, give up that occupation duty, surrender. Sarva dharmam parityajna, mam ekam charanam raja, aham tam sarva papebhyo moksha isyam mansaha. Abandon all varieties of dharma, surrender unto me, I will take care of. So he said that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Yeah, that's better than before. But go ahead. Further, do you have anything else to say?" He says, "By doing so, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kankshati samasarvetu bhuteshu madbhaktim labate param." By doing surrender to Krishna, one has to come to that stage, Brahma Bhuta state. Otherwise, people can surrender, have their own definition of surrendering. But the test is Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kankshati. That person is established in Brahma Bhuta state, neither lament or she laments or hankered. When the person gets to that stage, that is the ultimate goal. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "I reject that also." He said, "I reject that also." Good, that is still external. I might consider. Go further. Go deeper. He says, "Anya vilashita sunyam jnana karma anavruta anukulyena Krishna anusilanam bhaktiruttama." By staying in that stage, but without expecting anything in return. Even people can attach the Brahma Bhuta stage, mode of goodness. I am this, I am that, I have this image, I have that image. I'm a preacher, I'm a devotee, I'm a Krishna devotee, I'm a ISKCON devotee. So many things. But he says, "Anyavilashita sunyam jnana karma anavrita." He's free from jnana, karma, everything else, except anukula Krishna Anusilanam. Only to please Krishna, following his footsteps. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, that is wonderful. That's all right. But speak more. You know anything more than that? He says, yeah. He says, as long as there is a hunger and thirst within our stomach, we can we can appreciate the food. One is not hungry, no matter what you do, he or she doesn't have any appreciation and appetite for that. Same thing here, while surrendering, while Anabhrita student, everything is good, but they have to have a kind of consciousness, appreciate what they have, and grateful for what they have, and looking for that again and again. Use the word Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati Kriyatam Yadi Kutopi Labhyam Patra Laulyam Api Mulyam Ekalam Janma Koti Sukrute Na Labhyate. Pure devotion service. One who established in the path of Bhakti is a pure devotion service. And I may not be pure devotee yet, but I'm in the path of pure devotee. While I'm in the path of pure devotee, I have to develop those qualities. What is the qualities? I have to develop a laulyam, intense desire. That's what Vishnu told, Krishna told Narada. You have to have intense desire to see me. In that desire, it burned all the kleshas into ashes, good and bad both. Isam antagatim papam jananam punya karnanam yedvanda boham vinin muttam bhajantevam bhadravataha. Good and bad both has to go. Duality has to go. Hatredness has to go. Everything has to go. Attachment to me, through which detachment automatically comes. And that state of consciousness is a pure devotion service, which is called laulyam, which is the ultimate goal. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled, took a deep breath. He says, that's all right. Now he's not agitated. He's peaceful now. It's all right. If you know more, please tell me. Then Damandra continued. You're all with me so far? You're getting some point? Please pay attention. If you can make note down, or you can read it later. But I want your undivided attention. So he says, a man becomes puffed up simply by hearing the holy name. Sorry, it's not puffed up, purified. Then he brought to the holy name. That is the topic today. So a man becomes purified simply by hearing the holy name of the Lord. Therefore, what remains to be attained by those who have become his servants? He starts talking about Dasarasa. So far, whatever he explained is built onto that. Then he understands. He explaining, I am a servant of Krishna, establishing our eternal position. When the person is established on that, it's called Dhasya Rasa. Rasa means giving pleasure to Krishna, mellow, and also experiencing that. So when that person is established in that, that's the highest. He said, go a step further. Then he says, okay, loving service to Krishna in fraternity, which is called Sakhya Rasa, and a friendly relationship is higher than that, which has the previous all of them. Neither those engaged in self-realization of appreciating the Brahman effulgence of Lord, nor those engaged in the devotion service while accepting the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a master, nor those under the clutches of Maya thinking the Lord as ordinary person can understand that certain exalted personalities are accumulating volume of pious activities, or now can be achieved when they have established themselves as a friend to Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this is very good. Please go further. Proceed. Would you like to add anything? He said, what kind of a pious activities is Yashodamai Nanda Maharaj did? What did they do to have a Supreme Lord, Krishna, as their son? And then he is experiencing their love, and they are experiencing that love. That love, as Vatsalya Bhav, Vatsalya Rasa, is highest. And it has all of them, whatever I said so far, including the Supreme Personality of Godhead, walking, running, jumping in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. I worship not him, his parents. He was bound by the love of them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again smiled. You're getting better and better. Speak of more. speak of more. If you have anything else more sublime, he said, yeah, I heard about Madhuri Rasa. I'm not going to get into the details, but I'm going to give the principle here. Because Sunday feast is not meant for higher topics, but I just wanted to, because the context I wanted to explain what the conversation. Madhuri Rasa is a Gopi Bhav. It's also called conjugal love. As in this path, that they increase service to Krishna without expecting. That's what Bhagavatam says. Samay pumcha paro dharma ito bhakti radusha. When I feel like I'll do it, when I'm comfortable, I'll do it. I only do this much. When a little inconvenience comes, I will not come, I'll take a break. No, it doesn't matter. He says, what it means to please Krishna, I'll do it. That is the mood. Whether hell or heaven is pain to me, doesn't matter. So that's the Gopi Bhav. He explained very detailedly about that Bhav, very detailedly. Krishna, how he reciprocates with Radharani, how he reciprocates with all the gopis. Like, it means attaining of my. Krishna says in Bhagavatam 10.32.22, Na parayeham niravadhya samyujam swasadu krityam vibudha yusapivaha yama bhajan dujara geha sang. What is it? Dujara geha srinkalaha. Srinkalaha means what is one holding us. Srinkala, like chains. Samvrichatatva parityayu sadhuna. He says, I'm not able to repay my debt. Na parayeham. For all your services, spotless services, even with a lifetime of Brahma. Vibudha vapu. Vibhu means it's fine Brahma. At the same time, there's nothing I can do. So if you just pay attention, few verses before, he says, one of the objects of spiritual life is sarvadharmam parityajna. He's telling Krishna is telling Arjuna, abandon everything, I'll take care of it. And now he's in a situation, those who are abandoned, it's pure devotees, and then he cannot repay them. He says, I'm indebted. I don't have capacity to reciprocate because they've gone too far. All I can just be happy what you have. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to show that to the world. Yes, even the lifetime of Brahma, I cannot repay these devotees who serve me selfless. So that's very interesting. That's very interesting actually. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, it is certainly the limit of perfection. But please be merciful unto me. Do you have anything more to speak? Excuse me. And Ramananda said, Mahaprabhu, until this today, I do not know anyone within this material world who could inquire beyond his perfection stage of devotion service. Rudra Sampradaya, Madhva Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, Udemic, all so many Sampradayas are coming before. So they're gone to a certain extent, but nobody else can even touch it, this bhava, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is trying to give. That's what Ramananda is saying, that until this today, I did not know anybody in this material world. You who have a notion of even inquiring this. That means they don't even know that exists. As I give an example, if you're in the desert, I only look for water because I had experience of that. But it's very, very rare, so deep, so high, nobody. But you got to be Krishna. And then he smiled. That is the reason I came to you. Sarabhama Bhattacharya told me to see you. I'm not Krishna, Krishna, I'm a servant. Then Ramananda Rasa is called Prema Vilasa Vivarta. What I'm saying, I don't know. What I'm talking, I have no idea. But you're making me an instrument. You're just speaking through me to the rest of the world. Then he sang a song, which I'm not going to sing now, which is very, very deep and high. Only the pure devotees can understand. So for understanding that, we will not understand. So she leave it there. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so peacefully satisfied, and he covered Ramanandra's mouth. So enough. No more speaking. Now I understood. He closed his mouth. It's called Angrihi Padma Subha, means associating intimately with Krishna. One can attain such perfection only by spontaneous love of God. One cannot obtain Krishna in Golok Vrindavan simply by serving the Lord according to regulative principles, whatever we discussed so far, unless one follows in the footsteps of gopis. Gopi Bharathur Pada Kamalayor Dasa Dasanudas. And then now that means we should become a gopis? No. So who is our predecessor? Srila Prabhupada. Who is in that mood? Who is in the mood of that? And then now if we can get connected to him and do what he says, then we are almost connected to this path. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. That is the point. Following the footsteps of gopis. That's what Bhagavatam says, like, Nama Sankirtana Yesya Sarva Papa Pranasanam. Pranamo Dukkha Samanas Tam Namami Harim Param. That is that holy name. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experienced, Krishna experience as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Radharani Bhavani, is, what is he doing? Taking the Krishna's name. That is available even for all of us. It will establish us in that platform right away. We may not experience it, but it depends on our intensity of we try laulyam, then one can also experience. It's a gift. It is given. I'm opening the storehouse of love and giving for free. Only thing is qualification. Take it, do it, practice it, listen, hear, and share with others. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his own words, he said, you have a deep, he's talking to Ramananda Rai, and he's also talking to all of us and all the people who are practicing this path of bhakti. You have a deep love for Krishna and a devotee, advanced in the spiritual lives. See everything. It's very important. We see Krishna in the deities. We see Krishna in the temple. No. The person who is in that particular platform, who understands this essence, he says, the person is the test. There is no difference between spiritual and matter. Everything is Krishna, is spiritual. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying exactly in Chaitanya Bhagavad, he says, that platform, one, that person, he sees everything movable and non-movable, inert, as a Supreme Lord's external manifestation. He don't see or she don't see any difference. That's very profound. So now, having said that, now that conversation continued. The same that Bhava, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we know recently we had a couple of classes about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, which is in the form of Gaura Purnima. External reasons and internal reasons. External reasons, so many, internal reasons, so many. So he's experiencing that and he's giving to others the holy name. So he invested all his energies. Nam Nam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis. He's invested all his energies in his holy name. We discussed in February. I just wanted to say one more time. Like, when Krishna came as Narsinghadev, he came, he did pastimes, he left. He came as Ram, he came a little bit more pastimes, he left. When they are here, Varahadev, Vamandev, Narsinghadev, Kurmadev, he uses his energies to a certain extent. Not all of them, some energies. When Krishna came, he used all of them, but not all at the same time. He put all of them all the time into the holy name, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he's giving that Krishna. He invested all his energy. So when we say Krishna, we are accessing all the pastimes, all his energies, fullest potential that is there. But we're so miser. We're so miser. We chant for the sake of chanting, or complete the 16 rounds, or we don't have a taste, or to show world, or a peace of mind, or get rid of karma, or I have to do it. No, but if you do with a bhava, with a laulyam, this entire gopi, like, or Guru Parampara will empower us. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained this process called in Harinama Chintamani, ye ekadas bhava sampurna sadhana panchadasha lakhaya. There's a panchadasha, ekadasha, 1 plus 10, 11. Bhava is Sravan, Bharan, Arasmaran, Apana, Sampatti, panchavida dasa ganan. That means these 11 bhavas can be explained into five stages. I'll briefly explain. It's called Siddhi Pranali or Ekadas Bhav. Shravan, Bharan, Smaran, Apana, Sampatti. I will explain. Shravan means the stage of hearing is different than listening. Listening is just listen, it may go, it may not go inside. He was talking about hearing. So when we chant, we hear with a gratitude, with a grateful heart. Thank you very much. I don't have any qualification, but somehow he gave me this opportunity, so I can chant for your pleasure. And that time, Bharan, we accept. When Krishna reciprocate, we accept that. Like, we're asking for service. When service comes, we accept. It's a grateful heart. No, I'm busy now. I said it, I'm chanting. When service comes, I'll do when I can. But I'm not comfort zone. I'll do what is comfortable to me. No, it doesn't work. The holy name will not manifest. It is that superficial. They get some benefit. He clearly explained in that Harinama Chintamani. If you want to experience that, the first is the stage of hearing. And then when that happens, Bharan, accept that. And Smaran. What is Smaran? The stage of remembering. What is remembering? I'm begging, he's giving. I'm so grateful to him. We have to remember that. And also remember the holy name. Because something else also will come. We try to remember the holy name. And then now, and that we do these three, then Krishna's blessings manifest in form of apana. Apana means mature. As a seed, putting water, it grows. Like, in karma as visa, kota, prarabdha. Like, it manifests. When it manifests, then you can see. Then when you see that, then that's where you see Krishna everywhere. Everything manifestation of Krishna. Like, there's nothing different matter and spirit. Even the nature you can connect to Krishna. The water you connect to Krishna. Like, you see sun, the eye of Krishna. Like, so that's why Prahlad Maharaj, like, when his father trying to kill him, whatever way they could able to connect to Krishna. I'm not there. I'm just speaking. What I heard. So there is something is possible. And the fifth and final stage is called perfection, Sampatti Dacha. Then eventually it leads to Sampatti. So now, having said that, now I'll just send in a couple of minutes. So all these things, what I explained, it actually has three phases. This Haladani, Samvid, and Sandhini. My understanding, Haladani Shakti is Radharani. So we give pleasure. Like, when you have rice dal, for example, rice coming from seeds, and then dal, vegetables, spices, we all cook it. The fire is also there. All the material ingredients, the consciousness we are to offer to Krishna. So all the material ingredients, which is a byproduct, it's either direct and indirect manifestation of Balaram, Samvit and Sandhini, existing potency, and as well as cognizant knowledge, how to do it, all those things. At the end, when you offer to Krishna, when Radharani offered to Krishna, pleasure which you derive by eating that's Haladini. That pleasure potency is that what actually is available for everybody in the holy name also. So when we chant to give pleasure to Krishna. That pleasure to Krishna, when you please, then we reciprocate. That's called Bharan. So when you reciprocate, then we accept it and invest that, and then again Shravan, Bharan, Smaran, Apana, Sampatti. That goes during this process, turning process. Then we go closer. We develop the taste for Krishna. You want to chant just not 16, 18, 100, 120, whenever. But you want to more service. Whatever is needed to become an instrument of Guru and Krishna. So that's we have that experience. And then that experience will save the person. That experience is called experiential. So bhakti is experiential. Otherwise, it can be superficial. People can chant, read, do all those things. It's not going any deeper. When you go deeper, you hanker for service. You look for devotees association. When you want to read more, hear more, share more. So that's a test for all of us. So having said that, now I'll conclude what we discussed. So bhakti, devotion service, is experiential. Experience is a normal experience. So experiential means relating to or going deeper and creating a deeper impact of that That's experiential. So why? Because we had that as a soul in the past. We're looking for that, but looking in the wrong place. Like, we discussed about 5 states of consciousness. After the 5 states of consciousness, like, bodily, mental, pranamaya, manomaya, jnanamaya, and anandamaya. And then eventually we talked about Sankaracharya experience of mother who lost his child, and then when he became her, then he experienced that. And then same thing, Nardamani, in the separation, when you want to experience Krishna, then he experienced intense greed. And same thing we talked about, like, a cook cooking, but those who are honoring Prashad, they experience more. The cook has to eat their become them to experience that. In that mood, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's none different than Krishna, coming in the Radha Bhav and experiencing that and giving to others. To illustrate that, then he had a pastime which with Ramananda Rai, and then they have a samvadam, and then we discussed about step-by-step process. He gave wonderful, like, first they started with Pranashan Dharma, and then eventually rejecting that, Saradharma Parityagna, like, Brahmaputra states, like, one by one, eventually Dasa Rasa, Sakya Rasa, Vatsala Rasa, Madhuri Rasa, even Madhuri Rasa, like, with a deeper, without expecting anything. So finally concluding that everything is there in the holy name. Is a portable form of Krishna. Wherever you are, where you're driving, hearing, chanting, dressing, wherever you can always chant, you can always remember. And finally, it has a 5 stages called Dasa, 11 bhavas, which is given by Harinam Chintamani by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Is also mentioned in Chaitanya Bhagavat, and Shravanam, which is a Shravan, hearing holy name, not listening. And Bharan, that means accepting as a gift of Krishna without any condition. And then Smaran, remembering that. And then Aparna, which is actually the mature stage. And that leads to Sampati, which is a stage of perfection. And then finally, these stages can be achieved in theories with Radhani, Sambit, Sandhini. That when we chant in that mood to please Krishna, and when he's pleased, we are automatically happy. So that's the reason I wanted to express what I, as my inspiration to share. Bhakti is experiential. Thank you very much. This is exactly 12:16. I went over 1 minute, leaving next few minutes for discussions, corrections, and realizations.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for the amazing lecture. So I have Rukmini Mataji raised her hand. So go ahead, Rukmini Mataji.
Thank you for the amazing class that's stated very concisely a very long path and laid it out very clearly. I'm really amazed. So I have a couple questions which maybe they are related, so maybe you'll answer them both in one answer. So one is about, so you mentioned the verse when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt comfortable with Ramananda Rai's what he was offering. He said, Krishna bhakti rasa bhavitamati kriyatang jade kutopi labhyate tatra lolyam api mulyam ekalang janmakoti sukritir na labhyate. That one should get Krishna bhakti by any means possible, and the only price is lolyam, greed, and that millions of lifetimes of Sukrati are not enough. Now, this Sukrati is actually, it's not even just ordinary Sukrati. It's not like good karma. It's Bhakti Sukrati. So that means that just doing everything that we're supposed to do in Bhakti, that could be considered Bhakti Sukrati. So then to get to this lolyam, so then you then described, so how do we get the greed? Then you went on and you described these stages. So this is the second. So I guess the first part of the question is how to go beyond Sukriti to have lolyam, and then the second part of the question, which is maybe related, is that you described these 5 stages from Harinam Chintamani, and 2 of the stages are Bharan and Smaran, so that we are accepting that and then remembering. So that means that smaran, that remembering, it has to happen before this apan, before the seed is started. So then on the other hand, I may feel that, well, I'm just kind of a materialistic person and I'm not qualified really to do Smaran. That how can I do Smaran with, my conditioned mind is full of so many things, it's not even a clean place. So how can I get to that stage of Smaran if, I can accept Bharan, that all the Vaishnavas are mercifully giving me these, and I'm feeling that, these are wonderful experiences, but then how does one go from Bharan to Smaran? So these are the two questions. How does one go from Sukriti to Lolyam, and how does one go from Bharan to Smaran?
Yeah, beautiful question. Thank you very much. I know you know better than me, but I'm just saying, based on if I say something not right, please correct me. So first is very simple. The simple as is called desire. The desire, first to establish, is called in the form of a sankalpa. Krishna, listen, I come here from this spiritual world, material world, rejecting you. Finally, Bhunam Janmanamanta Gnanam Prapadanta, finally, theoretically understood, I am not belong to this place. I want to come back, but I have no qualification. Now I have skills, talents, money, intelligence, all those things. I have nothing. I have this desire. It may happen, may not happen. It's up to you. But I want to try. I want to try. I want to try. So what are the desire with that sankalpa? Not expecting Krishna tomorrow will come in form of Radha and Krishna dance in front of me. No, I'm not expecting anything. I have done. But at least now, let me do. I'll take a step at a time, a day at a time, week at a time, year at a time, year after, doing the same thing again. Like that lady in Ramayana, what's her name? The old lady, Shabari. His her guru said, you will come one day, but he didn't say. Same thing, our guru said, don't worry, keep chanting. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's guru Ishwara Puri said, you're fool, just chant. When he himself, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling that to us. So this is all theory, very nice, wonderful, technical things. But at the end of the day, I understand where I am. I'm such a sinful rascal. I have no qualities, good qualities. I have no talents. I'm not qualified, but I want to try. That's called sankalpa. When you have that sankalpa and feed it every day, rain or shine. Parallelly, am I doing all nonsense? And tell Krishna, you should not be surprised, because that's what I was, because I was in the hell and doing all the hellish things. And what do you expect? I'm not a Paramahamsa, but I'm in the path of Paramahamsa path. But if not today, by your mercy, by Radharani's mercy, by Guru's mercy, one day, if you so desire, you will take me. That's the first answer. I understand. And every day we chant, that's what we say. I'm chanting like, I have no qualification to hold the beats again. You gave me one more day. Thank you very much. One more day. Thank you very much. I don't know about tomorrow, but today I have an opportunity to chant 16 now. We have sankalpa every day. Like, start with 1 pound. You come one day, 50 pounds easily you can take. So that's the first thing. The next is from the second question. Yeah, so that like, Sharon, Bharan, all those things are there. But eventually, it's again technical things. So we do our part. Krishna does his part. Good news is that Krishna always keeps his promise. I may let him down because I've let him down many times. But now I don't want him to let him down. I'm trying. I may still do it. I may still let him down, but it's not my intention. But eventually, so like, somebody saying it in Babaji, like, how much I do, how much Krishna do. Then he was saying there's nothing written in Bhagavatam. Like colloquial way saying that we do 99%. Why? It's not fair. We do 99%, Krishna does 1%. No, 99% we do means we do our best. That is the best I could do. That means you give everything. But we got 1% leverage. We don't have to 100%. But what Krishna does 1% is equivalent to 99% of what we lack to go to Krishna. So that's the difference between that five, like, Bharan, Smaran, like, that stays. So remembering that, I'm helpless. I'm trying, beating up these three modes of material nature left and right, day and night, every day. Sometimes following them, sometimes getting up this and that. So many mistakes, learning from mistakes again and again, again and again. But I'm not going to give up. Hit me, okay. If I do it, I get damned. If you don't do it, I get damned. Let me do it and let me damned. This is what my mentor says. Like, if you do it, damn. If you don't do it, damn. I rather do it and get damned. It's up to Krishna. At the end of the day, I have a fun chanting, devotees reading. What happens after that? Krishna do it. But at least I'm having a fun chanting the sutras, devotees reading here and there. That's a fun. But enjoy, like, enjoy in the sense, appreciate. Even appreciate the small things. Krishna, that leads to laulyam. That leads to laulyam, intense greed. I did it yesterday, I want to do it again. I want to do it again tomorrow. That will burn all the other things, ashes. When Krishna sees this person is sincere and honest and without ulterior motives, then the fifth is labhyate, given easy happens. That's my 2 cents. So if you can add anything, or anybody wants to add anything.
A very powerful answer. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. Do I see any other questions? If nobody else has other questions, I have one question, Prabhu, if you don't mind.
Please go ahead. We have time.
Yeah. So I was discussing with Brajabhakti Mataji earlier also. So a couple of days back, I was listening to one discourse. So it's, I think from, you were alluding to that point, but you can confirm whether I understood this rightly. As devotees, we're not aspiring devotees, probably. I'm not called this a devotee or anything. But like we go through a lot of material tribulations, our day-to-day life, whether it be job, whether it be health, or even relatives, like so many things we go through tribulations. And when we approach any Prabhu or any this thing, the answer we get, the solution is chant the holy name. The holy name is the only solution to all our problems. Whether it be the holy name, whether it be scriptures or whatever Prabhupada said, everything is there in Prabhupada books. So this is our solution to all the problems. But sometimes the mind is doesn't want to believe that. How can the solution be so simple? Right? It's just the holy name, nothing else. So how can the solution be so simple? That time we trying to take a back foot. No, there must be something else to it. I should probably get some special thing on my hand, or I should have some special rings, or I should show my horoscope to somebody, or all those things will come that. How is that like? So that's where my question, Prabhu, is like, why is that? Is that like part of the as you said, the sankalpa is not proper, or why do we feel in that way that this holy name is not the only solution? Like there are other solutions in the world which I can look. So,
yeah, I was hearing a lecture. Radheshyam
Yeah,
was saying, somebody asked the
yeah.
same question. You were saying like, because we lack in our will. Will. So will and willpower is that what actually plays a major role. We're serious at the same time, like when you go to temple, we see Krishna, we shed some tears and association wonderfully come out, we totally forget. As if nothing happened. As if nothing happened. Because that is good, at least better than nothing. But eventually, if you do the consistently, that leads to the next stage. Otherwise, that's usually, even if you read in Chaitanya, not Bhagavad, Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's a conversation between the assembled devotees, where Haridas Thakur, conversation, the same thing. They were saying, how is it so simple? You're making it so simple. How is it possible? We need to do this. So yeah, do whatever you want. At the end of the day, this is what I understood. Like, so if somebody has that, that's okay, no problem. Let them try it. Unless we try and dry out all other options, we don't know. Parallelly, we try this also. Keep doing this and try that also. Eventually, somebody asked Prabhupada, when I chant, I see Krishna, I see Radha, I I see this and I see this and so many things. So don't worry, keep chanting, everything will go away.
Yeah.
Sometimes Maya can come out and from Krishna.
Yep.
So just to address the question, yes, it's quite possible, but that's what the scripture says. Holy name is everything, has everything, and it is so portable, and it's so accessible, and it's so easy, but it's so complex. You can pay money to do DD services, pujaris. You can pay money to cooks to cook. You can pay money to book distribution. You can do everything. You can pay some money to construct the temples. You can, even if you pay money to chant Hare Krishna for them, they'll give money back to you. Believe me, I cannot do it. That is the only one service which everybody has to do for themselves. Without Krishna's name, nobody cannot chant Prabhu. It has to be empowered. Other services, you can pay money, get the things done. This Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is so simple. At the same time, it is so complex. Without Radharani's mercy, nobody cannot chant. And that Radharani is coming as form of Chaitanya. He's giving for freely, knowing that I'm not qualified. So all we can just knowing that I'm not qualified, I want to try. I'm not going to lose it. Neha Vikramana Sasti, Pratyavavana Vidyati, Solpamni Piyasi Dharmasa Traite Mantra. So I'm not going to lose. Let me do. As long as I don't know about tomorrow. Today I have an opportunity. Let me do it. I'll see tomorrow. So when the tomorrow comes, we are grateful. Oh, thank you very much, Krishna. One more day. Thank you very much. Gratitude is very important in this pattern, coupled with honesty.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Very nice. So I think is that Parikshit Prabhu?
Wants to ask a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Parikshit. Oh, it's the Brajabhakti. He's on mute.
Yes.
I just wanted to share something, Ramesh Prabhu, for your question.
Sure.
So recently I was listening to one lecture. It's about the holy name only. So they were sharing some experience of one Mataji in India. So she's a student, she's a student. So both parents, her family members, brothers, nobody is cooperative towards ISKCON. Nobody is favorable to ISKCON, let me say. They don't want her to chant. They don't want her to do anything. They wanted to do puja and everything at home based on, we're all mostly cultured families in, we are used to do pujas at home when you get up, whatever deity we worship at home. So that they want her to continue, but they don't want her to chant at home. No chanting, absolutely no chanting. But she is very much influenced by Maharaj's lecture, Radhanath Maharaj's lectures and other senior devotees in Bombay. She really wanted to chant. So she started chanting 16 rounds. How she was doing 16 rounds? So her and her mom, they sleep in one room in their home. So she gets up early morning, 3 o'clock, every single day. And she goes to the bathroom, slowly brush, and then she spits in the sink like this. So there is no sound of water. And then she takes water, put her on her head, and then she prays to Krishna, please consider this as my bath, because if I start the water, then there will be a disturbance and she will get up and she will ask me why I am taking shower now. So she just put the water on her head. She comes back. She lean in the position like as if she's about to sleep, like that. So that her mom could still feel that she's next to her. And then she put her bead bag into the pillow cover. And then she chants 16 rounds until 5:30. Then she takes it off, hides the bead bag again, and then she sleeps. Her mom gets up around 6:30, and then she's like, oh, you're still sleeping. It's school time, get up. And then she gets up, she takes shower, she does puja as per the request, and then she goes to school, and then day goes on. And then again, next day, same thing. And then the amazing thing that amazed me more than chanting, she actually took initiation without even her parents knowing. She was chanting 16 rounds. And continuously she was chanting like that. But her counselors who were guiding her, they know what is the situation of the house. So they just kept encouraging her, do whatever, you're doing good job, just keep doing like that. So later on she got married. And when she got married to a nice boy. And then that Prabhu, whoever she got married to, he's so nice. So as soon as she got married, he put all the maids in the home. In India, we get the maids, right? To clean the clothes, to wash dishes. So without knowing her situation before, immediately first thing she said, please, all I want you to do is only chant the holy names in the home. Don't do anything else. I put mates for everything. So he arranged mates for everything. And then counselors were laughing. And then they told him, wow, without knowing you made all these arrangements for her. She was struggling like this before. She was like, oh, really? But then when they spoke to her, she was in tears. The counselors, when they spoke to this girl, she was in tears saying that finally Krishna, somehow or the other, he listened to my prayers and he acknowledged my sincerity, that I'm trying my best. He acknowledged my endeavor that I was trying to chant. So she was not doing any deity worship. She was not doing any book distribution, but just that holy names protected her. Just the chanting of the holy names guided her throughout her life. And then she got married to a person who gives the importance to the holy names more than her. So all he wants is you just chant all day. If you want to take rest, you take rest, but you don't have to do anything at home. You just chant, and then maids will do. They have a cook, they have a person to wash the dishes, to clean the clothes, to clean the home. All she has to do is just cook something and then chant all day and take care of the deities. So that's the power of the holy name.
Thank you, Manta. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you very much. That's a nice reflection on the holy name. Yeah, definitely.
Anybody else have a comments or questions or
yeah,
any?
We got a little bit over time, but that's fine. Like if anybody has any last comments or questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, go ahead, Prabhu.
Go ahead, Alak.
So, Prabhu, I 100% agree with what Vajrabhakti Mataji said, that holy name can do miracles. It's a very inspiring story. Thank you for sharing. But at the same time, let's say if we have some material issues, we have right now COVID is popular. We cannot say that, oh, you got COVID positive, your lungs are breaking, chant the holy name, you will be all right. That's very insensitive way also, right? And also we have to be little caring and sensitive to the issue also. Someone is it's a very hard it also requires some faith in holy name. So can you share a little bit, if possible, when to find balance, how to find balance, that okay, if we have some material issue, we better take some help, but holy name is there, but we still need to go to doctors, we still need to um, there are other ways to solve problems, but if someone comes and asks that, oh, I have incredible depression, anxiety, and if I just shut them off saying that chant holy name, you will be all right.
Yeah, that's see, purpose of if you have message bench or costly card, using that to plow the field, that's not the purpose. It's not meant for that. Bhagavatam will not tell you to fix your car. Bhagavatam will not teach you how you fix your teeth or leg. So that's not meant for that. So we have to Krishna says surrender to Krishna, but not surrender with intelligence. You surrender with intelligence, but don't surrender with intelligence. So somebody asking the question I have to shave, so it has alcohol in it. How do you use it? As long as you're not eating the shaving cream, that's fine. Go ahead and use it. Somebody said this. So they asked some Maharaj. He says, grow up, and he says, use intelligence. That's not meant for that. Sometimes we use it, outward things, but we use it. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Rupa Goswami, as he was the Dabir Khas and Kar Malik, working under that Muslim Shah. Like, work as if nothing. Like, a lady having a immoral relationship to somebody else, and then how she behaves. He gave Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave an example. So we are in this material world. Do what is the best you could do. Bad bargain. Do your best bargain in the bad bargain. So, but holy name is not meant for that, to fix our, to get a good grades. Somebody use it. That's a mode of ignorance. Applying bhakti in mode of ignorance. Like, if I have a leg pain, I'm putting it here. Medicine. So that's not meant for it. So holy name, but their way of saying the chant everything for all pleasure, in the sense it has indirectly it'll elevate your consciousness. So, and elevate the consciousness, you also go beyond 3 modes of material nature. So even when Krishna comes, means when he comes, he also follows the normal principle. When Bhishma piecing Arjuna, Krishna went in between, he got pissed. I asked this question initially in 2000 to Bhakti Maharaj. How is it possible? Krishna has made Sachidananda Vigraha, somebody pays, we get blood. He also get blood. What is the difference between he and him? He laughed, he said, because you can relate with him. He's also doing things like you and me. If somebody pierced him, gold comes out of it. What do you think? So the blood will come. It's natural. When he's tired, he take rest. He eat. He chant. He also does the same thing. So in other words, bhakti should be practiced in the mode of goodness at least. Is better than ignorance and passion. So we have to know oil and water will not go together. Even if you mix it, they always separate. So illness and path of bhakti will not go together. Like, if I do good results, it will not impact the bad. If I do bad, it will not complement. The same thing. If you're good at one thing, you're good at that thing, you may be bad at another thing. So I have to accept, I'm good at this is what I do. I try to learn other thing. So if you're a good singer, I cannot put you in a, cook. He's singing so nicely, so it's pure devotee, let him sing. Now actually going to break the entire kitchen. So at the same time here, if somebody is a good cook, you cannot put him in a preacher. So I'm doing the pure devotion service there. Yes, that's different. Don't mix those two. It should be a practical also. If you're good at that, you do that. If you're not good at that, accept put somebody who is good at that. That's it's also common sense. So sometimes people say it. My disease is gone. Maybe Krishna has of causeless mercy may give a little bit of gives the faith here and there, but that's not meant for that. That's not the purpose of that. But however, as Ramesh Prabhu rightly said, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur said, there's only one problem in this world, lack of Krishna consciousness. One solution is attentive chanting. When they say attentive chanting, that will fix all the other your car problems or house problems. No. It elevates the consciousness. It equips you so that you can deal with that. You can fix yourself. So that's my understanding. Somebody wants to add anything? Please go ahead.
So to summarize, Prabhu, Naveen Krishna Prabhu, you're saying that the need of the car and the home will be taken away by that consciousness.
But you have to learn to do it. Chanting Hare Krishna will not fix my car. I have to fix. I have to find, work hard, get the money.
Prabhu, if I have a car, then only I need to fix the car, right? If I come, my consciousness goes above the need for a car, then problem. And I'm just kidding. But Alec Prabhu, you got your answer, right, Prabhu? Or do you have any?
I could add one thing, that actually the desire to have, the chanting to fix this, that, and the other thing, to fix the car, it's actually a desire for some kind of a mystic potency. It's like a magic trick that, I'll just chant this mantra and it will do this, that, and it's actually not pure devotion. So it's better if we try to avoid desiring like that.
Right. Thank you, Mother. So I think we are a little bit over time. So anyway, thank you, Naveen Krishna Prabhu. Amazing discourse, and I see one more right. Alec Prabhu, do you want to add something, or I see your still hand is raised?
No, Prabhu, it's just a clap.
Okay, perfect. I'm still learning that.
Hare Prabhu like the shaving cream example.
Because
I thought I was the only one, you know.
Yeah, he honestly shared something probably. So anyway, so thank you, Prabhu. I'll have a couple of quick local announcements, and then we can move on to one big announcement by Hari Prabhu. So the first announcement is yeah, the next Ekadasi upcoming festivals is on the 7th of May. Then next Ekadasi. So if anybody interested in the Kirtans, please contact me. And the second one today, Ramtit Prabhu posted in the WhatsApp. So there is a discourse on Lord Sri Ram at 8 p.m. today on Zoom, which His Grace Amarendra Prabhu has especially requested all Columbus devotees also to attend. So I will try to send this over email also, so people who don't have WhatsApp, they will get all the details. And I would request you to attend that call if you are available at that time. So these were the two main announcements. And last week was a big week for us in terms of the Lord Sri Ram Navami festival. I don't have any words to thank all the volunteers, devotees, and everybody, including definitely Naveen Krishna Prabhu, who was responsible for the prasadam, and all the devotees who did an amazing job with this thing of all the deity dressing and amazing. So it was an amazing festival. It's one of an experience. And continuing that theme, we will have Hari to announce the MSF scores. Go ahead, Hari.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Ramesh Prabhu. Thank you all of the to the devotees for hearing this. We had a great monthly Sankirtan festival. I think it was last week. It was last week on the appearance day of Shripad Ramanujacharya. Her Grace Brajabhakti Maji graced the occasion and spoke the Srimad Bhagavata, the class about Hanuman, and the theme was, joining Hanuman's army in destroying Srila Prabhupada's books. And I was supposed to give this announcement on the Ram Navami program, but I was dead sick because I got the COVID-19 vaccine. I know because we have a lot of God brothers and God sisters, but I know I have one vaccine sibling with me, Brajabhakti Maji, who me and her got it on the same day. We were both sick together. So she knows that I was super sick on that day. But I finally got the numbers together, and I'd just like to read a small quote before we read. I was reading this book. If anybody's not read this book, this is a really good book. Our Family Business by His Grace by Sheshika Prabhu. And he's quoting Srila Prabhupada. He's saying, and this is a letter written to Swatsarupa Dasa about Sankirtan dated June 21st, 1971. Sankirtana party and distribution of our magazines and books is our real program. Other things are secondary. So during the summertime, you should utilize this program of Sankirtan and book distribution vigorously. Attention diverted to incense business is not a very good sign. We should give all our energy for distributing back to Godhead. So that's a little bit of inspiration as the months are heating up, but as in Ohio, if it's heating up, snow is coming right around the corner, so 3 inches of snow. So I just like to give the big, the MSF scores. We had a really great, even though it seemed like there was not as many people as last time, when I counted up these numbers, they were absolutely astounding. I'm just gonna post this in the chat to everyone so they can see. We did 14 softbound Bhagavad Gitas, 26 Science of Self-Realizations, 18 hardbound Bhagavad Gita, 7 Krishna books, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, 2 Bhagavad Gita Tamil, 3 Telugu Bhagavad Gitas, 1 Nectar of Devotion, 2 Gujarati Bhagavad Gitas, 1 Gujarati Krishna book, 3 Wisdom of the Ramayana, which was by Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, 6 Higher Tastes, 2 Journey of Self-Discoveries, 14 Ishapanishads, 1 Chant and Be Happies, 1 Spiritual Yoga, 18 Nectar of Instructions, 8 Bhakti Yogas, 1 Dharma, and then Kalindi Madji in Reynoldsburg did 11 hardbound Bhagavad Gitas, and 1 softbound Bhagavad Gita, and Prem Sundar Prabhu 16 miscellaneous books. So we had a total of 157 books, 3 hours. Hari Bol. And I just looked that up. That's a 10% increase from last time. So our next MSF is planned for May 29th. So if anybody would like to offer their services for that would be very grateful. We do need volunteers for making cookies and cooking prasadam for the devotees. So if anybody feels divinely inspired, they may volunteer for those services, or if they can, please think about coming on distribution with us. Book distribution is so fun and easy, it's anybody can do it, and it's becoming the summertime, and it's really fun. So thank you all for tolerating me, and I hope to serve you more soon. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Hari, for this exciting news. Thank you. Hare Krishna. And so next week, we have a very, very special speaker. Please do not miss that session. So I would like everybody to join for the next Sunday feast. Grace Malti Prabhu will be giving her association. So please join. And with that, we can end today's session, unless anybody else has any announcements or anything they want to share. No, thank you. So we'll stay with the Vaishnav prayers. Vancha kalpatarubhescha kripa sindhubhyevacha paritanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai.